back by peculiar demand. The Scare Value Awards for 1986.
Bum, 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 bum. That was the flourish of award music.
Okay. We were doing this because...
Bum, 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 bum.
No, that's my time.
Good night, everybody.
Play me off. The actual Scare Value Awards happened at the end of December, sometimes early January, when Nicolas Cage's birthday interferes.
Interferes? Your awards interfere with his day.
He won the award for Best Killer.
He was.
2024. During that episode, you brought to my attention, not incorrectly, that most of the movies you watched this past year were from 1986 because we, of course, spent 10 months trapped in 1986.
Watching movies.
And we wanted to see those movies get their due. And the 1986 adventures were such a large part of our first 100 episodes. Might have even been a big bonus episode about it.
Whatever do you mean?
That I thought it was appropriate to kill a week doing this, even though we just got back to doing regular episodes.
1986 was one hell of a year for movies. It was a crazy year for movies. And I don't think there has been another year like it.
No, I agree. And I know that I've mentioned why before. It is the year that horror turned to comedy. And so many of those movies are just bonkers fun.
What were the ones that were the turn to comedy?
Well, that was the Jason comedy. That was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre comedy. That was the Critters.
Oh, Critters, that's right.
Just comedy was looking at horror in a different light, and it wasn't pompous about it yet. It wasn't arrogant about it yet. It wasn't trying to stuff it up its own ass yet. It was just like, we could add comedy to this, and it makes it better. Like from Night of the Creeps. Like, these movies just have a 1986 feel to them that no other, even by 87, it was gone. It was just, this was the year. It wasn't there in 85. It wasn't there in 87.
And it was all over the place in 86 too.
It was everywhere. It was incredible. And we're gonna talk about that as the awards go on, because you'll see it reflected in so many of the nominees.
Because you would think that it would, continue, but it all happened. They made all these movies in like 85 and everyone had the same vibe and just went with it and then said, now something else.
It was an incredible year full of cocaine.
Oh, hey, you know what I was doing the other night with Kitty?
I don't.
You know what's funny?
But I do want to know why me bringing up doing drugs brought the memory forth.
That is a good question, Brian. But it did have gremlins, but we were thinking, I don't know why we got on this subject, but what if you took a movie and remade it, but just replace one of the actors with a gremlin? Like Home Alone and Kevin is a gremlin, and then just remake the movie. I think that'd be pretty solid. Rain Man, and instead of Dustin Hoffman, a gremlin.
How's your marriage going, Pete? We did this already with, who was it? Vin Diesel? Where it was like, what if he was a dinosaur in Jurassic Park? What if he...
Well, now we're on to gremlins.
Well, same level of acting ability.
And you know what's funny? You say that. We said, what if it was gremlins in Jurassic Park? There's
Vin Diesel.
There's Alan Grant, like, falling down because there's a giant gremlin eating out of a treetop.
I don't think it was Vin Diesel. I don't remember what we did it about.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm talking about an awesome idea Kitty and I had.
That it was, this makes every movie better. I want him in everything.
Oh, that does sound familiar.
And if you don't think that's right, put him in anything and tell me it wouldn't be better if he was doing it. I don't remember what it was.
You are right. We did have that. I think it was about gremlins.
That was Kitty.
Yeah.
For the last time, please stop confusing me with your wife. So we're going to have our regular awards, but this time, the fun of 1986 all up in there, all up in them guts.
Gross.
I don't even know what era that comes from, but it still sounded wrong.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, hey, before I forget, remember when we went back to 1986?
I do.
Okay. Well, remember how you kept talking about Hills? Look what I brought back with me for you.
How'd you get a Hills t-shirt?
Well, I'm sorry it took so long, but you know how we couldn't bring stuff back with us and we were always, you showed up naked?
Yeah.
You know, the prison pocket.
Oh no.
And I'm sorry it took so long, but it took forever to poop out after I ate it.
Well, at least we solved the mystery if that would work or not.
It does.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hills, where the toys are. Authentic from 1986.
I'm a little disgusted by this entire exchange, I gotta be honest with you. He handed it to me first.
I cleaned it.
I
Look,
smelled it.
I washed it twice.
And I thought it smelled good. Let's get on to our awards.
All right, what do we got for our first category?
Now, this isn't like the Scare Value Awards of modern day, where a very select committee of top men,
Bottom bunk.
decide what the best of the best were. We can just do this together. We're going to talk about the nominees, and then we'll consider which ones we like, and then at the same time, we'll say which one we like, and if it matches, we've got our winner, move on. If not, it will require extended discussion, narrowed down to the two that we've picked.
Okay, I like this.
It's like a fun game.
I understand the format, and I'm going to probably need you to remind me later.
Well, let's start with Best Kill.
Ooh, a fun category.
The nominees for Best Kill of 1986 are Basketball to the Head and Deadly Friend. Christy Swanson throwing into Throw Mama from the train's head and exploding it like a meat puppet.
All right, what's up? What's next?
From Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives, the sheriff gets bent in half, backwards.
That's a good one.
From The Hitcher, Jennifer Jason Leigh tied to a truck. He releases the clutch, and no more Jennifer Jason Leigh, or two Jennifer Jason Leighs if you prefer. All off screen, but very effective.
Very gruesome.
From Manhunter, Freddie Lowndes is tied to a chair, lit on fire.
A classic.
It is a classic. And from Night of the Creeps, Tom Atkins and his mustache, taking out the creeps,
Ooh.
firing, blowing up the basement.
Ooh.
I know
That's two tough ones I'm down to.
which one is going to be my pick, and I know which one is. I don't know which one's going to be your pick, but I'm going to pretty much tell you my pick's not going to win. But I will explain why it's my pick when you reason out which one you want. So again, Basketball to the Head, sheriff bent in half, truck split, fire in a wheelchair, thrill me, Tom Atkins. So if you can reason out which one you like in your head.
What was the first one again?
Basketball to the Head,
What was the fourth one?
Freddie Lowndes on fire in his wheelchair.
First one again?
Basketball
Oh,
to the
yeah,
Head.
right. Okay. All right, I'm ready.
All right, so we'll go 1, 2, 3, and then say which one's your favorite. Just say the movie. So it's Deadly Friend, Friday the 13th
God
Part.
damn it, why are you changing it now? All right. What was the first one?
Well, I know what you picked based on how far you let me get on that. So we don't need to tell you another movie. So 3, 2, 1. The
Deadly
Hitcher.
Basketball.
Okay. Now, I know I'm not going to win, but the reason I say The Hitcher is that death has haunted me from the moment I first saw it.
How old were you when you first saw
Probably like 8. And I know you don't see her get torn in half.
it? Right, but it's
Very visceral, the lead up to it. And then when he releases the clutch and walks out of the truck and she screams, like, I have never been able to get it out of my fucking head.
I'm cringing internally now remembering it.
Also stunned me because the girls always live in those movies.
But that's Rutger Hauer, man.
Rutger Hauer killed Jennifer Jason Leigh. C. Thomas Howell lives. But
Oh, C. Thomas Howell. I forgot
The soul
about
man
C.
himself.
Thomas. The soul man himself.
this is it's good that we're covering this on Black History Month too, because the soul man himself is that movie.
Oh, yeah.
I will acquiesce to Deadly Friends, Basketball to the Head.
Oh,
it
it's
is
so-
super fun.
It's so great.
I wanted to give the
Hitcher its due.
the clutch pop its due, because that of all kills I've ever seen, because I saw it at the right moment, is one I've just never been able to shake. Horrifying.
Her whole head explodes all over the wall.
I agree. The Deadly Friend will win.
All right, that's a good one.
Now we're going to move on to a category so stacked that it's going to be impossible for us to pick.
Oh boy,
So watch us end up on the same one. Best Killer.
best killer of 1986.
From Chopping Mall, we have the Killbots.
Killbots.
From Critters, we have the Critters.
Oh man,
From Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, we have Jason.
I'm drinking from a Jason coffee mug right now.
From Little Shop of Horrors, Audrey 2. And from Night of the Creeps, the Creeps.
The Worms.
The Creeps.
That was a TLC song, I believe.
The Creeps.
Was it on the soundtrack?
Let's see. No.
The math is wrong, isn't it? All right.
Killbots, Critters, Jason Voorhees, Audrey 2, the titular Creeps, the titular Critters,
Oh, man.
the titular Killbots, the titular Jason, and Audrey 2.
This is a bunch of tough ones.
It is. It's 5, in fact. I know what I'll pick, but this is a tough one.
You know what else was a tough one? I was watching football the other day, and I heard the announcer say they're really pushing up against that stiff D. That's what I said. All right. I have my pick. I keep going back and forth. E. Oh.
Ting, tag, walla walla, bing bang.
Ooh, E. Who was the very last one?
We have Killbots from Chopping Mall, Critters from Critters.
I like those.
Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th Part 6.
all right.
Audrey 2 from Little Shop of
She's
Horrors.
great.
And the Creeps from Night of the Creeps.
Oh, yeah, Night of the Creeps. Fuck. Okay, I've got it down to 3.
Okay, well, that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
how many do you have it down to?
I've had it down to 1 since I made the category. Not that I think that there's one clear winner, just that I know which one I picked.
All right, I've got mine.
All right. You ready? 3, 2, 1.
Critters.
Jason Voorhees.
Why Jason Voorhees?
Because it's the one where he gets to have a laugh.
Remind me of what he did in that one.
It opens with him doing the James Bond opening, slashing at the camera.
Oh, that's right.
He gets a triple beheading. He twists someone's head off. He pushes a sheriff in half. He pulls a guy's arm off trying to get his knife back, and he stares at it. He catches a whiskey bottle and shoves it into the gravedigger's throat. Now, I'm not saying he has to win. I just that he's a classic, iconic character. I think this might be one of his 2 best outings as Jason Voorhees. Can I point out that the Critters are very ineffective killers?
That's part of their charm. They're escaped criminals. They aren't meant to be killers. They're a bunch of I always thought they weren't in for like white collar crimes. I assume it was something like, I don't know.
Well, I think they're hilarious because they think everything's hilarious, but they kill like a cop we don't know anything about and Billy Zane.
Yeah. Poor Billy Zane.
The Killbots get everybody but 2.
The Killbots were on my list.
Jason gets everybody but Tommy Jarvis and Meg. Audrey 2 eats some people.
I like Audrey 2 so much, too.
And the Creeps kill a lot of people. And they get Tom Atkins in the mustache.
Which was sad.
It was.
Yeah, all right. So I understand all of your points about Jason.
Part of it is it's 1986 awards. It's a legacy award. Is it the best that Jason Voorhees ever was in a movie? It's arguable. You could say 4. You could say 2. 2 is probably my favorite. But this is like the Oscars giving an award to Paul Newman for The Color of Money. Should he have won for Color of Money? No, he should have won a long time ago for a different award. But sometimes you just have the legacy win.
I hate that nonsense.
Well, I guess you're going to stick to your guns.
Well, the Critters, my love of Critters really stems from Critters 2.
That's
true. But it colors my vision backwards, like retroactively, because Critters 1 isn't as good as Critters 2.
That's correct.
So I can see your point on the legacy one. I can give Jason his due. Jason deserves a win.
Finally, a win.
Does he ever get any awards for anything, really?
No, I don't think so. Maybe most kills.
Most kills?
I think he probably killed most of all the slasher monsters.
All right. Yeah, let's give it to him then. It's about time.
Congratulations, Jason Voorhees.
Sam will be happy. My son loves Jason. It's his mug I'm drinking out of.
The other side of that coin, the final girl. Who was the best final girl of 1986?
The Critters.
The nominees are Ripley, played by Sigourney Weaver in Aliens.
Oh, it's her.
Kit Graham, played by Amy Steele in April Fool's Day.
Oh, she was really good. It's her.
Allison Parks, played by Kelly Maroney in Chopping Mall, also Killbots.
It was her.
Ronnie, Gina Davis in The Fly.
Oh, she was good.
And Stretch, played by Caroline Williams in The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I'm down to 2 immediately, but that's not because I don't think those are all pretty good nominees. Just that,
I thought I had it, and then you said the Texas Chainsaw Massacre numero dos, and I was suddenly thrown.
All right, well, then you take that one, and I'll take Ripley, and we'll argue out the 2. because I think those were the two I was down to anyway.
Okay.
So that way we can have the discussion of the two. Amy Steele's great. Nobody even dies in that movie. She's not actually the final girl. She plays it throughout the movie, so it's fine to nominate it. Chopping Mall, great. Kelly Maroney's good. It's not like she steals the movie or anything.
Really, that's a Crampton vehicle.
Exactly. And Gina Davis, awesome. But she has to get saved by the hero Stathis in the end. So we have Ripley and Stretch. I think those are the two that it should come down to. And I vote for Ripley because, as you know, I believe Stretch has some stolen valor going on.
She becomes Leatherface.
She is taking the arc that should belong to Sally Hardesty.
Sally Hardesty's in a coma now.
I take nothing away from what she accomplishes in the movie, but I will take something away from what she accomplishes in the movie. Most of the deaths occur because Drayton drops a grenade on everybody.
Yeah, so she had to fight her way out of all of that nonsense.
And, I can argue an anti-Ripley point too. Alien is where Ripley is the prototypical final girl. Aliens is like, as the sequel to Alien, she doesn't start off with the same arc. She's not getting stronger. She's not learning anything. She's not empowering herself. She is already.
Yeah, but that is a valid point. Yeah. But I like Ripley so much.
I do too.
And even with, you're right, her final girl status coming from the original.
But does it feel like giving it to her in 1986 is the legacy award because we can't give it to her in 1979?
Sure kind of feels like it, but...
And as we know, Ken wouldn't want to give it to her in any era.
She's too tall, which is still one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard.
I think that it still works well because they add in the Newt factor, where she has a mission to save someone that makes her more vulnerable because it gives the vulnerability to her charge instead of herself. So I think it still works out fine, but both have flaws, but they're both great final girls.
Yeah, and the stolen valor aspect of Stretch is a very real thing. It's supposed to be.
And the fact that Drayton takes out most of them.
No, I don't count that. The aliens take out most of the people. No, the aliens take out themselves.
Well, but between the two, one fights Chop Top, the other stares down the alien queen. It's pretty badass.
I'm on your side. I
didn't know which one I picked.
Oh, really?
I think I probably picked Ripley.
I think I'd take Ripley.
All right.
I
believe it or not.
I don't. I'm taking Stretch.
I think those are the clear top two.
Absolutely. And I love Texas Chainsaw Massacre too, but I really love Aliens.
Now, here's the one that I think we're just going to agree on, because we haven't agreed yet.
A bold claim.
Best gore effects.
Ooh, the best gore of 86. This is going to be a good one.
They're all great nominees. I just think there's one that is clearly the winner.
Okay.
We have Aliens. We have The Fly. We have From Beyond, Jason Lives, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Oh, you think there's one?
A great year for gore. One of those movies is notoriously the greatest gore movie of all time. I don't know.
Yeah, but we already didn't give Texas Chainsaw Massacre its thing, so.
Well, it might have other nominations coming up.
But it is the greatest gore of all time.
It definitely does have another nomination coming up.
No, I got my pick.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
It's The Fly.
Of course. We don't even
have to count down. It's an impossible category for anyone else to win, which is funny because From Beyond is excellent. That Dr. Pretorius shit, great.
Would have picked From Beyond in a heartbeat.
Well, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 has great gore. Jason Lives has great gore. Aliens, it's a little different because it's slimy aliens, but you get acided off things. It's
you get the Giger stuff.
Great year, but it's The Fly. It's the standard that everything's held to. The Substance came out last year, and the first thing I thought was, wow, I haven't seen anything like that since The Fly. That's how crazy The Fly is.
Yeah, it has been the standard since 1986.
I think it is, yeah.
And, The Substance has now...
No, I still think The Fly is the standard.
I think The Substance is really good, though. It is, like you say, in the same conversation. So I don't know I think it might be the new bench.
Maybe. More people will have now seen The Substance than The Fly going forward because people die. And nobody goes back in time except us.
Yeah, I know. More people should try it.
I think that would be bad.
That's not the way I remember it.
I hope nothing happens to baby Hitler. Thank God I can't think of 3 movies from the 1930s, or else I'd feel like compelled to do something about it.
I don't know any movies from back then. The Wizard of Oz.
We can't kill Adolf Hitler's a baby because there's no 3 movies that I can name from when he was a baby.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it is too bad. All right. Best twist.
Chocolate and vanilla.
No, it's new at least.
Chubby Checker.
There it is. We have April Fool's Day, the entire plot.
I like that.
We have Aliens. Bishop is a good robot.
Unexpected.
Another twist, much like the one that won for 2024 Scare Value Awards, that is based on knowledge of a previous movie.
Oh, you're right.
So I'm going to keep arguing my point on that.
I always forget.
The Fly, the Stathis Redemption.
Why are you a Stathis apologist?
Unbelievable twist. Turn of events. We have Maximum Overdrive. It's aliens or something.
Oh man, I really like Maximum Overdrive, but all right.
And lastly, we have the movie that I know you're of course the most familiar with, The Wraith. So I'm just going to state it. Jake is Jamie. That is the twist in that movie. And I think I know what I'm taking.
All right, just give me the
April Fool's Day, all of it. Aliens using Ash against Bishop to believe Bishop wouldn't be good. The Fly, the great Stathis Redemption arc. Maximum Overdrive, find out halfway through it's not even the fucking comet. There's aliens up there or something. And then the Wraith, the classic Wraith twist.
or not.
Jake is Jamie.
Oh, fuck me. These are, I got it down to 2, but there's,
I got it down to 1.
Yeah, I know which one you have, you motherfucker. All right, I'm going Maximum Overdrive.
We're going to count down from 3 and do our thing now?
Oh, really? You need to?
Yeah.
You didn't take Stathis?
I don't know. Maybe when I get to the end of my 3, I'll let you know.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. April Fool's Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, I'm still going Maximum Overdrive.
It built the entire plot out of the twist. Whereas the twist, I don't even know what it is in Maximum Overdrive.
That's the twist. It doesn't have to be anything. That's the real scary part, Brian. Sometimes trucks just go crazy. Not cars, trucks.
No, Pete. It was a comet for half the movie, and then halfway through they said there's aliens up there controlling it.
Or it could have been the Russians and a satellite.
That's your pick.
That's
I put it in there as a joke to say it's aliens or something.
No, but it's real because the fear is it could be any of those things or it could be nothing. It could be nothing.
I can equivocally tell you, it can't be nothing.
It is.
Something happened.
No, trucks could one day just decide to revolt, and you know who will lead them? A Green Goblin truck.
It wasn't just trucks. Some guns. It was a steamroller. It was
A lawnmower
machine. It was the gas pump.
Oh, remember the vending machine with the kids playing baseball?
The gas pump, which I'm pretty sure has no electronics in the actual pumping mechanism.
And you're saying just because the entire movie was the twist,
no,
that's somehow better?
No, with these two, I'm legitimately just arguing because I don't think Maximum Overdrive even has one. I put it in there as a joke.
If you want to go with your classic definition of a twist, then April Fool's is the best of in that category.
Well, then it's the winner. Because
all right.
We got more important things to talk about.
Ooh, all right.
A new category just for this year.
Lay it on me.
And a category we'll never see again.
Are you sure?
I mean, I guess with AI we could see it again. But it is the award for the best Dick Miller of 1986. We have Dick Miller as Walter Paisley, the janitor in Chopping Mall.
A fine performance.
And Dick Miller as Walter Paisley, the munitions distributor in Night of the Creeps.
Another classic performance.
This is the hardest one yet. Walter Paisley, the munitions guy.
Or Walter Paisley.
Or Walter Paisley, the janitor. The janitor is killed by the killbots after getting electrocuted while mopping the floor. In the next scene, I believe somebody says smoking kills or something like that, which is funny. And the munitions expert, Tom Atkins, comes in and he wants to requisition a flamethrower. And I don't recall what happens in that scene. But I know Dick Miller was awesome in it because he gives him a look like, huh?
He tries to stop him, but then Tom Atkins mustaches his way into getting it. Why did he have the same name in both of these movies?
Because that was his thing. If his character really didn't, if he was just popping to do a day, And the character maybe even had a name. He's like, I'm going to play it as Walter Paisley. So he plays, there's like a half a dozen or more Walter Paisley performances. I believe in one, he's just Officer Paisley. And I think the other one, he's actually credited as Walter Paisley.
Gosh. My love for Dick Miller continues to grow. I have my lock.
I have mine too. And I think what we should do is just count down from 3 and then say which character name we think wins.
Okay.
Okay. 3.
What was this character's name?
Walter Paisley.
Paisley.
Or Walter Paisley. 3, 2, 1.
Walter Paisley.
He did it.
Good for him.
Good for him. Good for Dick Miller.
First ballot, 2.
We agreed. Walter Paisley was the best.
His best performer. Good job, Dick Miller.
Do you ever think the show is stupid?
No.
No, me neither. I think it's pretty great.
I genuinely feel that is an important award, and Dick Miller needs the recognition. It's been too long, Brian.
It is. He's been dead for a while.
What?
It's like 5 years.
A moment of silence.
Yeah.
God damn it, have some respect.
Yeah, sure. I think we should get out of the more serious awards.
All right, let's go to the fun ones.
All right, best kill.
Well, the Dick Miller one was deadly serious and important.
We have best screenplay. Of course, you've read all 5 of these scripts. We have Aliens.
Wait, this is best screenplay?
Yes.
Okay.
Aliens, making a sequel to a classic movie, turning a horror movie into an action horror movie, sci-fi action horror movie. Very difficult task. Great subplot that's cut from the original film that we saw the director's cut. And
What was the subplot?
that her daughter was dead. They just cut it out of the fucking movie. April Fool's Day, which takes the classic slasher tropes and turns them upside down by having them not actually happen. Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives, the comedic Jason, taking what works in the franchise and having it be funny without ever punching down at it or telling you you're stupid for liking it. I think that's actually a very hard tightrope to walk. Little Shop of Horrors turns the Roger Corman 1960 classic into a musical. And Night of the Creeps. They just wrote Thrill Me a half a dozen times, and it worked out just fine. I didn't actually think about which one I liked in this one, so I'm going to think.
Choices. I have seen these movies.
This is a hard one.
That's what I heard.
From a lady?
No.
No.
Oops, that is not how I intended that to go, but it's also true. It was from a hole in a stall in a bathroom. That's where I heard it from.
This is a difficult decision here. I think, if we ration these out, I think that the Alien script is really good because it found a way to completely recontextualize an idea, a haunted house movie, into an action.
Agreed.
And I think that's pretty great, and it pulls it off almost flawlessly. April Fool's Day, I mean, it's the trick, and we already awarded the trick, so maybe we just...
Oh, yeah, we did, didn't we?
And I think Jason Lives kind of does the same thing that Aliens does on a much smaller scale, but I do enjoy that it manages to do something new with the property without ever making fun of it, and I do think that's very difficult to pull off. And then we have Little Shop of Horrors, which, I mean, the thing is, like, iconic.
It is. It's the only musical I think I can say I enjoy.
And if you see it as an adaptation of that original Roger Corman movie, which, by the way, Dick Miller was in.
Yeah, he was.
It's kind of another thing where it's like those other two, where you really took something and you made it unique, and that starts with the screenplay. And then Night of the Creeps, which, I think is top tier 1980s feel, but it's doing a 1950s aesthetic on a 1980s movie, and I think it worked out great. But I think those 3 would be the 3 I would kind of lean towards: Aliens, Friday the 13th Part 6, Little Shop of Horrors.
I got mine.
I have mine too.
Okay.
Ready?
I forgot mine.
Okay.
The act of thinking of the numbers, I was like, oh, what number do we start with?
You don't even have to count with them. You just have to wait for them to end.
Well, I know, but I have to first remember which order they go in and then when I'm supposed to talk. So it takes me a minute. And in that minute, I forgot. What was the...
We got Aliens, April Fool's Day, Friday the 13th Part 6, Little Shop of Horrors, Night of the Creeps.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, Aliens.
Friday the 13th.
All right. So we're down to 2.
Yep. I agree with you. It is the turning the franchise in a different direction, but I like the comedy.
The comedy did work too. The jokes were legitimately funny.
And it is hard to do. It is really hard to do something like that, especially with an established character. It usually turns into some sort of mockery.
I think it's also difficult to turn Alien into Aliens, but I think most of its success probably does come from the actual direction and not from the script, because I don't think there's that much memorable about the actual screenplay. We remember when we covered the episode that for decades, I never even realized they were going back to the same planet.
Yeah, that's right.
So maybe that's a strike against it.
Yeah.
Whereas Friday the 13th does have, and it also, I want to give it credit too, the rapport of the, I know it's some of that's acting, but the actual dialogue between Meg and Tommy Jarvis, they create like a real 50s style patter, like eclectic characters that I don't think this franchise ever really had before. There's chemistry of the actors, yes, but the way that they interact with each other. Plus, this is going to be a real hairy turn. I mean, how do you not win an screenplay award for that?
Right.
He's in her crotch at the time. This is going to be a hairy turn.
I know. I saw what you were. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, so they say.
I think I'll agree with you. Jason,
all right.
2 awards for Jason in this one.
This is a big day for Jason so
cleaning
far.
up. He's cleaning up.
He does, because I was thinking April Fool's, but because that is funny, and I like it.
Yeah, there's a great year. It's a great year.
It is. All right, Jason.
Well, he's not going to win this next award because we have, I think it's just an incredible set of nominees this year for Best Director.
Best Director of 1986. Who do we have?
From Aliens, we have James Cameron.
Also from Titanic.
Don't hold that against him. He hasn't made it yet. From Blue Velvet, David Lynch.
I still haven't seen that one.
From The Fly, David Cronenberg. From Beyond, Stuart Gordon.
Oh, I love Mia Gordon.
And the director of Manhunter, Michael Mann. It's a pretty incredible group of nominees.
Michael Manhunter himself.
This is a pretty unbelievable
It is.
group of
What else
you could see nominated for a lot of Oscars, I think.
What else has Cronenberg done that I've seen?
I don't know. It doesn't have any bearing on what you thought of his direction of the movie The Fly.
It all has. You got to approach these things holistically.
I also just love how often in your life you ask what you've seen. Like I could ever know that answer.
You usually do.
What do I think about Michael Mann?
What do I think about Michael Mann? What do I think about James Cameron? Did he do Terminator Part 2?
Yes. But again, not only has he not done it yet, it has nothing to do with his direction in the movie Aliens.
But it has bearing. Because this is what he was thinking about when he was before Terminator. All right.
No, it has literally no bearings on it. Do you think when they give out these Oscars, they're like, oh, I didn't think this was that great, but I think he's going to have a better idea later. Let's give him an Oscar.
It makes as much sense as anything else for how they decide things. All right. Who do we got?
James Cameron, David Lynch, David Cronenberg, Stuart Gordon, Michael Mann.
I've got mine.
Okay, I do too. You want to do movie or name?
We'll go name.
3, 2, 1. David
From
Lynch.
Beyond.
I always refer to this award as the best way to get it is to pull a David Lynch and get your vision on screen.
Yes.
How the fuck could I vote for someone other than David Lynch? After every year I do this award, I point out that you're trying to be an auteur like David Lynch to get this award, where nobody gives you notes and you get exactly what you want.
But From Beyond, I see your point. I can cede this to you. It's Lynch, but I like Stuart Gordon a lot.
I like all 5 of these nominees. I like all 5 of these movies. But it's David Lynch.
My only problem with that is I haven't seen Blue Velvet.
That's true.
So I don't know. It makes it tough to vote for, but
to be honest, I thought it was going to be a tougher sell. But it's David Lynch.
Right.
But
you
might not have seen it
enough.
But you know what you're going to get.
I've
know
seen
it's
Twin
unique.
Peaks, so the original.
You know it's going to be completely unique and original. And you'll see it next month.
All right. I'm looking forward. And then maybe I'll feel better about this vote.
I'm excited we could head into April, have David Lynch month as a Scare Value Award winner, posthumously awarded for 1986.
But if it's not,
It's the most David Lynch it could be, Pete. We posthumously gave him an award from 40 years ago.
all right, sold. Good work, David Lynch.
Good work, David Lynch. You think anybody ever said that to him?
Yeah, I think they did. It makes me feel good to think that people always said that to him.
Well, we got our three biggest ones left. That's what she said, because she's a whore.
Beat me to it.
Best actress. No problem with gendered awards in 1986. No one was giving me shit about it then.
No, sir.
Sigourney Weaver, Aliens.
She's good.
Already named the final girl. Will that hurt her chances? Will it help her chances? Amy Steele for April Fool's Day. Gina Davis for The Fly. Barbara Crampton from Beyond. And Caroline Williams, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I've got mine.
Yours is probably mine, but what's the first one?
Someone named Sigourney Weaver in a very unmemorable role in the movie Aliens.
Oh, man. Sigourney Weaver. Okay. All right. 3, 2,
3,
1.
2, 1.
Crampton.
Barbara Crampton.
Yeah.
I would have named the award after her if I could have. Also, she does have the incredible arc of being the mousy scientist to the sex pot world destroyer. And that laugh and cry, that laugh at the end, that psychotic laugh.
That was a really good psychotic laugh.
It's not just because we love Barbara Crampton. That shit's earned. I've said this before. I love Reanimator. I like From Beyond more, and it's because it's all Crampton all the time.
I am glad you said it was earned, because I just voted for it because it's Crampton.
Well, that's funny too.
I didn't have any justification behind it. It's Barbara Crampton.
Why aren't the Oscars this cool? Why is the 86 Oscars, why isn't David Lynch and Barbara Crampton getting awards? And Jason Voorhees, for that matter.
Were there other horror movies nominated in whatever the 2025 Oscars?
Pete, we have, and the Oscars are this week, I believe, we have a major breakthrough for a horror movie in the Oscars. And I'm glad you brought it up, because I didn't actually have it on the docket. The Substance was nominated for Best Picture.
Okay, I knew that.
But it was better than that, because now there's 10 nominees. So it's not as hard to break
Holy
through.
shit.
Nothing has since they moved to 10 nominees. But now it's the 7th horror movie ever nominated for Best Picture. It was nominated for Best Actress for Demi Moore, but everybody expected that. She's one of the front runners. She's one of the
it's great.
top 2 or 3. She's got a real good look at it. What makes the nominations so impressive is it was also nominated for Best Original Screenplay and Best Director. That's 4 major category nominations. And that's the first time, I think, since Silence of the Lambs that's happened. It's one of the most respected movies the Academy has ever put out in the genre, because it's a fucking horror movie. Nobody's hiding it. And it was nominated. Just getting the Best Picture nomination would have been great, because it's only the 7th one. But getting that Best Director, it means it was really one of the 5 they think is the best.
That's pretty impressive.
And it was also nominated for Best Makeup and hairstyle, obviously. And 5 nominations, not the most, maybe the 7th or 8th on the list, but 4 major categories and a really strong look at Demi Moore winning.
For a body horror film at the end of it.
I don't know that she'll win.
I think she should. She's got to. Who else is nominated?
The momentum's on her side. I don't even know. The momentum's on her side. She won the Golden Globe, gave that great speech. And I think that in a regular world, she would win.
What was her speech about?
About how she was told by a producer once that she was just a popcorn actress and she wasn't like a real actress, and she'd never been nominated or won anything before in her life, so she just started to believe it. And then she got the script and she got it was the best time of her life, and then she's standing somewhere she never thought she'd be, and it was pretty great. Here's why I don't think she's going to win. It's not because it's a horror movie. It's because, and I hope she does. I'll be rooting for her. And maybe she will. They gave Jamie Lee Curtis an award for a movie that I think really was recognized in her entire career, which is so much about genre movies. The problem that she has in my mind is I always worry about how voters are going to take things that are critical of their own industry.
Ego.
These are the people who gave Best Picture to Argo, a movie about how Hollywood rescued hostages. The movie is fine. It's not good. It's fine. It's not that good. But what was it about? We're all heroes. What is the Substance about? It's about how Hollywood destroys women when they age and demands perfection. I don't know that. I think there's going to be enough people that are like, fuck that.
Yeah, but they gave Forrest Gump an award.
I don't know what that has to do with anything. They
They
gave it
did
a few awards.
So just remember that.
But it was a big year for... I hope she does win. And she could. I mean, I think she's the betting favorite. I always... If you're critical of
You're right.
Hollywood...
No, it's a fair point. They're very thin-skinned, these Hollywood
And it
folk.
has nothing to do with it being a horror movie. I don't think they have any problem giving her the award for the horror movie.
Maybe they'll be so impressed by Dennis Quaid in the movie that they'll be like, oh, yeah, all right, we'll give it.
I did nominated him. I watched it again the other day. I did nominated him because as much as I hate Dennis Quaid, I'm supposed to hate Dennis Quaid, and he shows up and immediately is like, I'm going to lean all the way
He
in.
is the slimiest mother. When he is eating, it is the most disgusting, like
Yep.
worse than some of the bloody gore stuff that comes later.
I'm excited to see. I know it's not winning Best Picture. I know it's not winning Best Director. I know it could win Best Original Screenplay. That award usually goes to some weird stuff. And it could obviously win makeup and hairstyle, although they like to give those to movies that are going to win a lot of awards. Best Actress, I think, is its biggest chance. I'd love to see her win it because she blew me away in that movie. And that's to do that at 60. I think she was 60 or 61 when she made it. And I've never been blown away by her in anything before. So, damn. Also, just give her a fucking award for being 60 playing a 50-year-old and still looking too hot to be 50. Am I wrong?
Nope. Not at all. Was she in a movie in 86? We should give her an award.
Well, we're going to... No, we're not. Because I'm sure she was in something.
Right. Well, she gets an award for that. I'm going to think about this.
You're going to think about this as you grab your phone.
Yeah. I'm going to think about it.
Let me know what she was in 1986.
All right. And I'm going to give her that award.
I want to say St. Elmo's Fire.
I'm going to say The Breakfast
I
Club.
think it's from 84. She's not in The Breakfast Club. It's Ali Sheedy.
Demi colon. Why are you just showing me pictures of Demi Moore?
Why are you taking your pants off?
Ooh. Oh, this is exciting for me.
I can see that.
And possibly only me. Is it the same movie I think it is? No, it's not. Never mind.
That's a fun trip to nowhere.
Thanks, everybody.
What was she in 1986?
Oh, About Last Night.
Oh, okay. I've seen that.
Yeah. Elizabeth Perkins is in it.
Yeah, I remember. It's one of those movies I watched hoping there was nudity.
There's no nudity?
I watched it like 1989. I don't remember.
I remember those movies. That was before HBO would put up at the very beginning of movies what was in there. Like, what was the disturbing content? Was it violence? Was it smoking? Was it language?
What a time saver.
I know. Was it nudity? Nudity was always the one you looked for.
No, you look for strong sexual content.
Oh, yeah, that was good too. But this was before such a thing existed. So you just watched movies hoping. You just sit there and hope because that was all you had.
So I watched that on HBO one night, hoping to see more of Demi and Elizabeth's Perkies. I have to leave now. I gotta go. I'm fired.
I get it. You leave on a high note. Bye, everybody.
I'm firing myself. But not
Oh, that hurt. That was a good one.
but not before we do Best Actor.
Best actor, Demi Moore in About Last Night.
We have Dennis Hopper
He was really good.
in Blue Velvet.
What? You did that on purpose, you son of a bitch.
I did do that on purpose. Jeff Goldblum in The Fly. Michael Rooker, Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer.
I like Rooker.
Rick Moranis, Little Shop of Horrors. And Anthony Perkins, the grandfather of the girl working at the desk in Longlegs for Psycho 3.
That's how I know him.
Now, this is actually a great group of things, too. Nominees also. I want to say this about Anthony Perkins, because I know he's not going to win. Psycho 3 is not a very good movie. It actually is kind of fun because it's a sleazy 80s movie, which is so anti-Psycho that it's funny that they did it, but they felt like they had to compete with the times of the slasher movies. And Anthony Perkins directed it. And his son has directed a few movies too, as you know, including The Monkey,
I want to watch that one so bad.
which might have come out last week now that we're doing this episode. I'm not
Man, I loved it.
sure. We watched the shit out of it. He's so good in Psycho 3. That movie only works because, remember Superman 3, how it's shit, and Superman 4 is shit, but you watch them and you're like, they're kind of almost watchable only because Christopher Reeve understands the character so much. And you get that earnest portrayal of the character, even in a bad movie. Anthony Perkins is so fucking good as, I forget Norman Bates' name, as Norman Bates in Psycho 3, that it kind of doesn't matter. I kind of love the movie because it's trashy, but he's so good in it that like I really want to. I'm glad he get a chance to nominate him because I know he's not going to win, and he doesn't deserve to win. But so good. This is now 26 years on from doing Psycho the first time when he was the shy, awkward young guy, and now he plays this character a few more times, and it's so interesting every time he touches it.
The evolution.
Yes, and I'm glad he gets a shout out for it. And obviously, I mean, Rick Moranis in Little Shop of Horrors, so great. It's peak Moranis.
It is. He's always good. Honey, I'm Rick Moranis, and he's awesome.
What did he do to the kids?
He shrunk them, and then he blew up their baby.
That's right. That's right.
I know.
Didn't he shrink himself too?
Oh, I think he did. I haven't seen the sequel in a while. I saw the original not too long ago, and I was sad when the ant died again.
No, I did play a mean prank on you and nominated Dennis Hopper
I know.
for a different movie.
Son of a bitch.
It's
That
Frank
was
Booth.
cold. And I haven't seen it.
And blew
so
up it.
he would be stealing all of his glory from the chainsaw-wielding Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's okay. I think we're both going to maybe agree on this one.
What are the other ones?
We have Dennis Hopper, Jeff Goldblum, Michael Rooker, Rick Moranis, and Anthony Perkins.
Do you think there is a normal Bates and then he has a master Bates?
I'm going to plead the fifth on this one. I know his mother's name was Norma.
Norma Bates.
I don't think that was true in the original movie, but it did become part of the canon, and I like the thing it says about their relationship, to be honest with you.
Right. All right. Oh, I got my pick.
All right. 3, 2, 1, Goldblum.
Moranis.
Whoa. Over the Goldblum?
You know what?
The Brundlefly himself?
This was...
You're going to send the fly home? Oh, he already won an award.
And it is peak Moranis.
It is peak Moranis.
And yeah, but Goldblum was good too. It was between those two for me. I was stuck on both of them. You know what? I'm going to go with Goldblum because at the end of the day, I really don't like musicals. So that's a strike against it.
There you go. There it is. You know what I do know you do love, Pete?
What's that?
Is In Memoriams. And I prepared an In Memoriam for you today.
Of 1986, people?
People died in 1986.
No, they didn't. It was a magic year.
I know this was everyone's favorite part of the last one, so I spent another incredibly long amount of time looking up things. And this was harder because they're referencing movies I've never fucking heard of from like the 30s and 40s. But I found them all, Pete.
I'm scared now.
You ready?
No.
Here we go. Keenan Wynn, actor, Piranha.
Oh, yeah, right.
John Lormer, actor, Creepshow. Bessie Love, actress, Children of the Damned. Jim O'Connelly, director, Tower of Evil. Ivor Francis, actor, The House of the Dead. George Amy, editor, Dr. X. Heather Angel, actress, The Undying Monster. Darby Jones, actor, I Walked with a Zombie. Robert Arthur, producer, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. Scatman Crothers, actor, The Shining.
I can remember when I was a little boy, my grandmother and I could hold conversations entirely without ever opening our mouths. She called it shining.
James Cagney, actor, Man of a Thousand Faces. Robert Drevis, actor, God Told Me To. Susan Cabot, actress, The Wasp Woman. Leah Lees, actress, The Return of Dr. X. Reed DeBrune, actor, The Hand. Lily Palmer, actress, Chamber of Horrors. John Alcott, cinematographer, The Shining. Thomas Heathcote, actor, Demons of the Mind. Ray Milland, actor, Frogs. Murray Hamilton, actor, Jaws.
You yell Barracuda. Everybody says, huh? What? You yell shark. We've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July.
Donna Reed, actress, Picture of Dorian Gray. Alexander Archdale, actor, Village of the Damned. Robert Alda, actor, The House of Exorcism. Robert Helpman, actor, Patrick. Edith Atwater, actress, The Body Snatcher. Paul Stevens, actor, The Mask. Leslie Dwyer, actress, Die Monster Die. Ted Knight, actor, Psycho. Lorene Tuttle, actress, Psycho. Virginia Gregg, voice actress, Psycho.
They're probably watching me. Well, let them. Let them see what kind of a person I am. I'm not even going to swat that fly. I hope they are watching. They'll see. They'll see and they'll know. And they'll say, why, she wouldn't even harm a fly.
Clifford Stein, second assistant camera operator, uncredited, King Kong. Clifford Mollison, actor, Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell. Jack O'Rison, actor, I Married a Monster from Outer Space. Buddy Bear, actor, Giant from the Unknown. Carl Lee, actor, Werewolves on Wheels. Jodie Lawrence, actress, the son of Dr. Jekyll. Helen Mack, actress, son of Kong. John Zaremba, actor, Frankenstein's daughter. Ted J. Kent, editor, Bride of Frankenstein. Elsa Lanchester, actress, Bride of Frankenstein.
So, was there a curse for the Psycho cast in 1986 that came to fruition?
The funniest thing about that is that Ted Knight, famous Mary Tyler Moore Show actor, was, I don't know if he's credited in the movie. He's just one of the cops at the end standing by the door to give Norman the blanket at the end. Virginia Gregg is only in that voice role, and she did it with 3 other people, except that last part, which is just her. So they're barely in the movie, if that. And Lorraine Tuttle was the sheriff's wife, so she does have a scene, an actual scene. But Pete, I did that entire thing just because I wanted to do the Bride of Frankenstein speech at the end. I wanted to give her a speaking part because I thought that was worth 4 minutes of time that took me 4 hours to do. Actually, longer than that when you look up all the names.
You know what? Worth it.
The entire thing was done just for that. And when I saw the second assistant camera operator uncredited from King Kong had died, how could I not? No, he had other credits.
I liked the nice little jaunt down the Universal Monsters lineage.
You caught that at the end. It wasn't just Universal Monsters, though. It was Son of Frankenstein, Son of Kong,
oh, yeah, right.
Dracula's daughter. It was I grouped them all together after the most nonsensical movie titles we had.
Yeah, there were. You say nonsensical, but I want to see frogs. I don't know if I've ever wanted to see a movie more than I want to see frogs.
More than Werewolves on Wheels?
Die, monster, die.
Those aren't, none of the ones you're picking are the ones I put together because they're so ridiculous.
Whoa, what were the ridiculouser ones?
Frankenstein and the Monster from Hell.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
I mean, we could listen to it again if you wanted to. I put a lot of time into it.
Play it on up. All right.
Legitimately, when I saw Elsa Lanchester died in 1986, I had to do the whole thing just to get the audio clip of her screeching because she can't speak. Because everyone gets the speaking lines. Now, she's in that movie in the beginning as Mary Shelley. Plenty of speaking lines. But that's not what I wanted, damn it.
No, those don't count. That's not the Bride of Frankenstein.
That's right. I had to end it with the screech.
All right. What else do we have in our categories from 1986?
I don't know why we'd bother following up In Memoriam with anything, but I guess we could give Best Picture.
Best Picture, you say? Is it the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, too? Do I already know the answer to this?
The nominees for Best Picture of 1986, the best year of all time. Aliens. Blue Velvet. The Fly. From Beyond. And Night of the Creeps. I have mine.
All right, I got mine.
All right. This is for all the marbles. The best picture. Let's recap the other winners first.
From 1986?
No, from all time.
All right. The Wizard of Oz.
The best kill. Deadly Friends Basketball to the Head. The best killer. Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th Part 6.
Finally.
Jason Lives. Best Final Girl, Ellen Ripley, Aliens. Best Gore Effects, The Fly. Best Twist, April Fool's Day. Best Dick Miller, Walter Paisley. I feel like you just got the joke.
I get it.
Wow. Best Screenplay, Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. Best Director, David Lynch, Blue Velvet. Best Actress, Barbara Crampton, From Beyond. Best Actor, Jeff Goldblum, The Fly. What a fucking great year. And the Best Picture nominees are, once again, Aliens, Blue Velvet, The Fly, From Beyond, Night of the Creeps.
I'm ready.
I'm ready too. 3, 2, 1. Aliens. Yeah.
It's just tied up so much. Like it's the thing. It's such a fun movie at the end of the day.
It's a sequel winning Best Picture. That's cool. The only other one I would have given real time to is The Fly.
Yeah.
But Goldblum and the gore effects already got it.
And I think of the movies that I will watch that I've seen over and over again, and it's Aliens. I will stop and I'll watch Aliens at any point. If The Fly's on, depending on where I'm at, I'm like, hey, I don't have time for this now, or I don't want to wait for the good stuff or whatever. But Aliens, I'm like, I'm in. I'll watch.
I think if they'd have made clearer that Stathis is the hero, but clearly some people missed out on that.
Oh my God, that guy's still the worst. I mean, at least he's got that going for him. Squirrel. It's gone now. It was in the window. I swear to God, there was a squirrel in that window.
There's no windows down here.
Look, I know we're in a basement, but there's a squirrel in that window.
So that was the 1986 awards. What a fucking fun year for movies.
That was a pretty good award. I think all of them earned those awards.
You're telling me that we gave awards to Aliens, Jeff Goldblum, Barbara Crampton, David Lynch, and Jason Voorhees, and this isn't the best award show of all time? How is that not the best year in horror history?
And that's not even all of them.
No, there's so much more. I would say go today and grab your loved one and make them watch a 1986 movie because they're all great.
Yeah, just pick one randomly.
That's right.
And then it'll be About Last Night, starring Demi Moore.
I don't think there's nudity in that, so skip that one. There might be.
There's no nudity in April Fool's Day either.
No, there's not. You finally come around to my side on that?
I don't remember what were the sides.
You argued that there was. And then your proof was when she shows up in that bikini, it's so tight. And I'm like, that's literal clothing. If you haven't heard our 1986 episodes, go back because they're tremendous.
I gotta see what that bathing suit looked like. I don't remember this.
Those 1986 episodes are the best. And this was recapturing a little piece of that 1986 flavor. I enjoyed that a lot.
I'll take it back. Past Pete knows what he's talking about.
Your proof was she wore a tight bikini.
for there being nudity. It might have been really tight, Brian. It might have been that tight.
I love 1986.
Those good times.
I want to go back. But we have a problem because we'll run into ourselves.
Do you remember how easy ourselves were to fool, Brian, if you really want to go back?
Those guys?
Those guys were idiots.
They were fucking dumb.
Think, those idiots back there in 1986 right now, they'll never see us coming. We could have a whole nother award show after this. Another 1986 award show. We can go back, Brian.
I don't think that your wife would appreciate you leaving again for that length of time.
She will never find us.
That's true, because we can actually get back to without her even knowing. Well, we can't do it right now. We can't do it this year, actually. I have something different planned for this year.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell you what it is.
You're the one who wants to go back so badly.
I do. And I think one day we will.
But what if we could?
This summer, I think I got something different up my sleeve. Nope, same arm. I don't want to tell you what it is, but I think because you've been doing such a good job on this episode, such a good job on this podcast for over 2 years now. By the way, next year's our 2-week. Nope. Next year's our 2-year anniversary, and we're gonna do something special. I'll get to that in a second. So we've been doing this for 2 years, so I want to reward you with something that I think you're really gonna appreciate. And I'm not gonna tell you everything about it. I'm just gonna tell you this summer.
Is it better than a T-shirt that I ate and then pooped out for you?
It's slightly better. We're gonna go on a trip, and that's all I'm gonna say. So start preparing yourself. Clear your summer.
Is it a fantastic voyage?
Come along.
Really?
Well, we'll see. I'm not going to tell you any more about it. I'll
Really?
maybe give some clues later.
You realize I have children and a wife.
Yeah, you don't care about that.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. That's your reward for being such a good co-host. Wait till you
Okay.
see this.
All right. Where are we going?
I'm not going to tell you yet.
All right. When are we going?
What?
When are we going?
I don't know. June? July? Somewhere in there?
How's it going to be?
Clear your calendar for the beginning of summer because we're going on a trip.
Are we going back? Back to the future?
No, we're not time traveling this time.
Oh, time traveling this time.
Yeah. We'll time travel again in the future, I'm sure.
It's called next time. We'll time travel next time.
By the way, next week is our 2-year anniversary.
So we're really going somewhere?
We're going somewhere.
Okay.
You're gonna be shitting Ames t-shirts. You're gonna be so excited.
I don't know how serious you are, but I'm starting to get excited.
Why would I not be serious?
I don't know. You're hard to read sometimes. But all right, I'm in.
I know
I'm
you've
in.
had a real trouble with this ketchup and mustard debacle, trying to figure out if I like them or not. Next week is our 2-year anniversary, so we are doing whatever the fuck we want for our 2-year anniversary. And that means, first of all, it's another episode where we're not talking about movies, but we will be watching a movie. We'll be watching a classic from the 80s that we both love, an influential movie to us. We watched it months ago, so you should probably already know the answer to this.
I'm waiting. I don't know what it is.
Weird Al Yankovic's UHF.
I love that movie.
I loved it too, except for Victoria Jackson. We'll get into that next week. I think it's going to be a special anniversary episode for everyone except Victoria Jackson, who really takes it in that episode.
And not in a good way.
What's the good way?
Like, she takes the cake.
That does sound good.
Right? It seems like a good thing. Like, she takes top prize. She takes a good picture. She takes charge in stressful situations.
Well, she takes a beating in this one because we fucking hate her. And that's how we wanted to spend our 2-year anniversary, was telling you how much we hate Victoria Jackson.
I honestly didn't realize I had that level of hatred.
Wasn't my intention. She popped up on screen. I was like, oh, I fucking hate her.
I just got mad. It just came over
I'm
me.
mad again. Let's watch it right now.
All right, let's go.
Get my middle fingers out. All right. That is the 1986 awards. That is, next week is the 2-year anniversary. That's about all I got. I promise after the 1986 awards, we will get back to regular episodes. I, too, am tired of doing these non-regular episodes.
It's award season, Brian. It's not a season. It's a feeling in your heart that stays with you all the year.
And by after the 1986 episodes, I meant after the 2-year anniversary UHF watch along, of course, because that's already in the can. Hey, it goes in the can. These headphones are called cans. I'm speaking into a can. What's going on here?
You certainly can.
Big
Can.
Big cans got their hands all over this.
Big cans got their cans all over this.
I wish Victoria Jackson had big cans. At least been something interesting to look at in that fucking movie. I hate her so much. Fuck you, Victoria Jackson.
They'd be attached to her.
That's true.
And that's
And her
awful.
dumb mouth and her stupid brain and her dumb voice.
That was what made her funny, right?
We might have given her more now than we actually give her in the...
I've just gotten madder. That's been so long, and now I see her again. I'm all angry again.
I know, she just vanished forever. It was wonderful. And then...
That was how she was funny, right? Her voice. She wasn't actually funny. She just talked funny, and that was somehow funny back then because times were simpler and people were simpler.
Yeah, we'll get into that in the episode too. That Weird Al Yankovic loves funny voices.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We have Fran Drescher.
I'm kind of remembering that we watched this movie not too long ago.
We did. It was really enjoyable. And I think you'll enjoy the watch along. But every time you join us and every time Victoria Jackson pops on screen, just flip her off. She'll know.
She'll feel it.
We recorded on January 7th, and I know that because I made a January 6th joke on the episode. And we're recording this on January 27th. And it's coming out in mid to late February, last week of February. That's January 28th. I don't even know what day it is.
February. That's how you pronounce it.
We'll see you next week for the UHF watch along in episode 2 weeks. Nope. Why can't I get years and weeks right anymore? 2 years in the making, even though we haven't talked about it in over a year.
So now the only thing left is Night Watch.
That's how you pronounce it?
What is it?
Night watch.
Night
It's one word.
Watch. It's Night Watch.
What the fuck happened there? I can't get weeks and years straight, but you seem to have had the stroke.
I am in the age group, Brian. We are at risk. We are high risk. No, not high risk, but we are at risk for these little mini strokes. I like to call them little mini rest periods where I just take a little nap in the middle of my speech. It's nice. Then I wake up all confused, and frequently I've soiled myself again.
Well, I don't know when we're going to get to Night Watch, but one day, because that was our first plan and we never did it. So, UHF next week.
Night watch sometime.
Night Watch.
Night watch.
Night Rider?
Night.
Night.
Yeah. Bye-bye.